I love, 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 love working on my iPad. It is my computing platform of choice, but that doesn't mean there are issues. And today, that's what we're going to talk about, the issues that I have with iPadOS, be it bugs, mostly just bugs, actually. Number one, top one that I encounter like multiple times in a week, at least, maybe once a day, is Bluetooth issues, specifically with the order that your keyboard and your mouse connects. It's super stupid, people. So if your mouse connects first, or it remains connected longer than your keyboard, then like it wakes up faster if you connect, and there's a whole bunch of scenarios. But anyways, if your mouse is connected and your keyboard connects after, you're gonna lose keyboard commands like Command Space and Command Tab. So you can't switch between apps and you can't access Spotlight Search. And the way you fix this is by turning off the mouse and turning it back on again. So yeah, I've seen, like, when I did the Keychron K2 review, people said, hey, you don't have this, you don't have those keyboard commands. You totally do. The issue is that you don't have, that the keyboard sleeps and wakes up a little slower than the mouse. The mouse wakes up faster, so it connects first, and then you don't have the keyboard commands. Turn it off, turn it on again, and it comes back. This is super lame. Fix it. Not charging. This is a hard one to catch, but I did catch it, so we're going to cut to that footage right now. But today's bug is the not charging, which you can see right up in the top corner. It says not charging. I've already done a bunch of testing with this today, and what happened was I restarted my iPad and it came back up and says not charging. This is not a new thing. I'm plugged into the Stego USB-C hub. I've reconfigured cables a bunch of times, and basically as long as I'm passing anything through the Stego USB hub, it's not coming up. If I go directly into power, it charges just fine. The extra dumb thing is that literally, like, just before I restarted my iPad, because it's not updating to iOS 13.3, I don't know why about that yet, so I restarted my iPad to say, hey, let's fix this. Maybe just turning it off and turning it on again will fix it. This was charging on the hub. It's been charging on the hub for like weeks. In theory, nothing's changed, right? I look and it still says in my software update. Does it say yes? It's downloading for the 4th time today, the iOS 13.3 thing, and it's still not charging. Charges just fine in a power brick. Charges just fine with the power brick that's going into the hub. The hub delivers plenty of power. It's a 95 watt power brick going into the Stego USB-C hub into a Thunderbolt, like a Belkin Thunderbolt Apple certified cable, and it just doesn't come up. This has been a constant problem in iPad, like even in iOS 12 I had this regularly. Still a problem in iPadOS 13.23 I'm in. I think it's 2.2.3. Still an issue in iPadOS 13. And my usual fix is to go do something else with my iPad for a couple hours and come back and plug it in, and it works just fine. There's no real good reason why it suddenly works fine. It just works later. So usually I'll plug it in to something else for a while. In fact, I used to have a specific charger cable on my desk simply to charge it so that it could do this, and it would work. Files. We've had a big upgrade in Files, and I like a lot of it, but it still feels a little Mickey Mouse in some way. So one of the things that is annoying is that sometimes when you transfer a file from one spot, like from an external drive or to an external drive, you don't actually get any progress indication. It's supposed to have like a little circle around like a stop sign around a square, basically. And then the circle fills up as it goes, and sometimes that doesn't happen. Sometimes the file will say ghosted, I don't know, half faded for like 25 minutes and it won't transfer, and then you'll say, ugh, and you'll go to the folder and come back in and it's fine. So other times it's just not even there, and then you go to transfer it and it says, hey, wait, there's actually 2 of these files. Do you want me to replace it? I don't see one, right? Then I take my hard drive over to macOS, and macOS says, hey, everything's fine. Or it says there's nothing there. I don't know what they're talking about. That's super annoying. Another thing that is annoying with Files is that sometimes when you go into a folder, it just sits and spins, like little, just waiting. It's just waiting, and nothing happens. And you fix it by going out of the folder and going back in again. That's it. I don't know why it doesn't load. There's a whole bunch of times this week when it hasn't loaded iCloud for me. Like all the other file providers up in the top corner, it's like iCloud and Dropbox and all those things just don't even come up. So I don't know why. I had to reset the iPad, but it just doesn't come up. Files, it's a pain in the butt. That's a pain in the butt too. Another external drive issue with Files is that it doesn't seem to really delete any files off external media. So I have the SanDisk USB-C, USB-A, like dual 128 gig thumb drive. And basically once I've at some point put 128 gigs of files on it, I have to take it back over to macOS and reformat it because it's not being deleted in Files. It just says it's full. And I go to macOS and it says, yeah, the drive's full. And there's like no files actually there, but it just says it's full. I don't know why it does this, but it's super stupid and I need to fix this. Yeah, again, another thing just needs to be fixed. It's annoying. So audio system choices, as I mentioned in my LG review up here, the LG 27UL500, it has a headphone jack in it, which is dumb. Take it out, LG. But that means that when the iPad plugs into it via HDMI, it says, "Hey, I'm in a dock and you have audio, so I don't have any speakers anymore. I forgot I had speakers." And you have speakers, but I can't choose them. So that means I have to use headphones to edit videos because I can't use the iPad speakers anymore. And that's, again, super dumb. Let alone, like, for podcasting, I'd love to be able to send, not that I'm doing a ton of podcasting, but I'd love to be able to send anyways, like to a Skype call and to Ferrite at the same time, my audio channel, so I can record like on device and just have everything in one spot, but you can't do that yet either. But honestly, the bigger problem for me is that LG monitor bug where there's like a sound source in whatever device you're plugging into, and then iPadOS won't let you use the iPad speakers. Super dumb. Lack of keyboard shortcuts. Now, there's just not a lot of them. Really, I should be able to do stuff like search for an app and then select the app from the keyboard. Oh, I can do that. And then I should be able to send it to like a left or right split. I should be able to send it like replace the app on the left or right split or make a new split with like the app that's front and center. I should be able to do all of that from the keyboard. I should be able to switch windows between left and right split really easily, and you can't. And even the indicators on that are actually pretty terrible. Like, it's hard to tell, like a little different shading on the top and then you're in the right spot. Super dumb. Yeah, that needs to get fixed. Things 3 has done a really good job of this. You can like open splits, you can switch splits, you can do a whole bunch of stuff in Things 3 right from the keyboard. And Apple needs to do something better about this. Like, basically, if you can do something in the UI with the touch, you should be able to hit the keyboard and make it happen. And you can't right now, and that's lame. Speaking of splits, why can't you favorite them? Why can't I say, like, I always wanted Devon Think and a OneWriter or IA writer, like Windows side by side, and just want to favorite them and they always stay there? So taking the splits, the keyboard row in a split screen. So say I am working in, I don't know, say photos, and I'm writing at the same time. What'll happen is I'll be writing on one side, and then right at the bottom, there'll be the type bar that comes up, but on the other app on one split has a tap bar with like other actions like sharing and stuff like that. And the truth is you can't access them without hitting a stupid down arrow on the right-hand side. And then that bar goes down and then you can see the actions. The type bar goes away and you can see the actions. Why? This has been like a bug for a while. Why is this still a bug? Now, after this, it may sound like iOS is terrible, and it's definitely got some issues, but ultimately, I love it. Like, it's still my basic computing platform. It's still what I use. And I think that iPadOS is an excellent operating system for staying focused because it doesn't allow like a million windows. Done a video on that before. Here, you'll see that. It's like focused windows, systems, productivity, something like that. I think it's the best operating system. It's my favorite operating system to go with. But we need to fix these bugs because they're super lame and super annoying. And honestly, they're just going to take some people, they're going to look at iPadOS and say, no, wait, I'm not going to do it. Like, I can't use this because it's a terrible operating system and it's got all these stupid bugs. And why does it have these stupid bugs? And it shouldn't have them. And it totally shouldn't. And you should still use it because it's a great operating system, really. And I love it. And it's one I'm going to keep using because it's really good. Have a good one. If you liked the video, give me a thumbs up. If you loved it, I suppose you can hit subscribe, but don't hit the stupid bell because you have better things to do, and just schedule some YouTube time to watch some videos and watch them then.